Hello, Yawning Angel back again with another AMOS video, and this one's going to be a bit of a quick one because we're going to be looking at the run command. Yes, I'm going to show you how you can run AMOS programs from within existing AMOS programs. It all sounds like witchcraft. So, some time ago I was asked, Yawning Angel, is it possible to load an AMOS program into an existing AMOS program? And this would have been based on where we've covered the load command before in previous videos. We've loaded image files, sound files, sprite and bob banks, and that kind of thing. Well, the simple answer is no, you can't. But you can use the run command to call another AMOS program and have control pass from your first program to another AMOS program. So in this video, we're going to look at the run command and also the command line command, which enables us to pass values from one program to the program we are calling. And this is really quite exciting. So where you're more likely to use a run command is where you can't have all your functionality in one program, and maybe you want to break it down into a number of programs. So for example, an example we're going to look at here will be a menu program where a user chooses which program they want to run from that menu, and then that menu program goes off and calls the program they have chosen. That is a very simple way of doing it. Another option could be is you've written a game and level 1 is handled by one program and level 2 is handled by another program. So when the player finishes level 1, the program then runs the second program in order to load in level 2. And this is really quite exciting, especially where we can pass values between programs as we call them. So without further ado, let's grab a cup of tea and dive on into the code. Right, here we are in the program code, and actually the observant amongst you will notice that I've actually got 3 programs loaded in here because I want to show you all 3 of the programs I am using for this. First of all, mouth full of tea. I will edit out any slurping. The slurping debate rages in the comment section in my videos. Some people like it, some people don't. I may do a whole video just of me slurping tea. Who knows? Anyway, on with the code. Right, so we have program 1 here, and program 1 is a menu program, and I've called it my main menu program. I've opened a low resolution screen and I'm displaying 3 options to the end user, and I want them to select option 1 or 2 to decide what program they want to run, and option 3 will end this program. Also here, I'm using a variable called PGM, which is the variable assigned to the input statement. So whatever option they choose is stored in PGM. And based on that, if it's PGM1, I'll do a simple program call using the run command. And if it's PGM, if PGM is 2, if they select to run the third program, then what will happen, we will run that program, but we will take some variable data and pass that across to the program we are calling. Happy days. Obviously, I haven't actually put the run commands in because that's what we're going to cover in this tutorial. Let me just bring up the next program quickly. So program 2 is a very simple program, and all program 2 does, it opens a high resolution screen. It displays program 2 on the screen, gives you a message, and then asks the user to press any key on the keyboard, where it will then call program 1 again. So we'll get back to the menu program. Program 3, very, very similar, but this program will take a value that we pass into it. So I'm opening a low resolution screen here. We display that we're program 3, and we display the message which has been passed over from the calling program, and then press any key and it takes us back to the menu program. So that is dead straightforward. Right, let's close those off. And let's get on with this. So in my main menu program, if the user selects option 1 to run program 2, we need to issue a run command in order to call that program. So we put the name of our program in quotes. So it's QANDD underscore run underscore 2 underscore 1 dot AMOS. And we'll just tidy that up. Don't forget, the source code for these programs will be available to download from my website for free if you want it. Brilliant. Right, so that's really all there is to it. That is all there is to it. So let me save that program. And now let me run it. So here we are, main menu program. So option 1 should now run program 2. So let's select option 1, and I would expect the screen to change to a high resolution screen with some different colors and a message saying program 2 is running. And there we go. Look at that. Program 2, press a key to return to main menu. Well, quite clearly, we're not going to return to the main menu because we haven't put that code in this program, but we have instigated a call to another program from within an AMOS program. Now let's sort out program 2. Right, so this is where we're at the moment. Program 2 has ended. Now, usually, well, when you press enter at this stage, you'll get back to the source code of the program you were working on. But I want to show you something. So I'm going to press enter here. And what you'll probably notice in the AMOS code window, I've actually got the second program listing showing. Now, I did have the first program listing showing, and I ran that, and it's called program 2. But what it's actually done, it's loaded program 2 into memory. So when I come back to the editor, program 2 is showing, not program 1. Bear that in mind. Don't get caught out like I did some time ago and not take note of what program I was actually editing. And I got into a devil's own mess of a pickle with my coding. Anyway, so I'm now in program 2. And what I want to do here is after this wait key, I just want to call program 1 again, because we've moved from the menu program to the second program, and now I want to go back to the first program. And I have to call it again because quite clearly the second program has been loaded into memory. So I'm just going to issue another run command, run QANDD run _1 dot AMOS. And we'll F3 that, nothing to change, no errors there. Literally that is all there is. Now I can now save that, and yes, this is the second program, we're all saved. I'm going to call the first program. What I do need to do is load in my first program again in order to run that. So I'm just going to do open and load, and I'm going to choose my first program, and there it is, program 1. So I'm in program 1, which is my menu program. This is the program I need to run, so I'm going to run this. We are going to select option 1 to run program 2, which program 2 runs. Now I'm going to press a key to return to my main menu program, and I'm back. So it's done that call, first program to the second program, and second program back to the first program. Easy stuff. So next up, we're going to look at calling program 3, but pass some values over to it. So let's do that next. Right, here I am back in the code for program 1. And what I'm going to do is, if the user selects option 2 to call the third program, we're going to ask the user for some inputs, some text that we can pass over to that program. So quick and dirty code, let's go. I'm going to locate 0, 10, and then I'm going to issue an input statement, enter some text to pass over. And I'm going to store that in a string called pgmt $. Lovely. I'm not going to do any validation on this. This is quick and dirty code. We're flying by the seat of our pants here. Let's do it. So in order to pass this value over, what I need to do is store it in a reserved variable called command line $. And that's what I'm going to do now. Command line $= pgmt $. So what this is doing is effectively whatever value we've keyed in on this input statement is stored in pgmt $. And I've just found a mistake there. I need to put a semicolon in there. That's better. Then that value in pgmt $ is then stored in the reserved variable command line $. Now this is explained in the AMOS Pro manual on page 100209. And AMOS Professional does allow you to pass variable data from one program to another by making use of command lines. Command line $= is a reserved variable, and it transfers parameters between programs. So you can transfer messages, high scores, names, coordinates, all sorts of things you can pass across. Well, I'm just keeping this simple for now. We're just going to pass a string over. So I think what this is doing, command line $, is a reserved space of memory within AMOS, and it's just storing that variable in there like that, which can then be accessed by the program we call. Then I'm just going to issue a straightforward run command for our next program, which will be QANDD _run _3 _1 dot AMOS that's that. Lovely. Let's just tidy that code up. Let me just get rid of some stuff here. Lovely. Right. So what we're doing then, the user selects option 2. We ask them to enter some text to pass over. That is stored in pgmt $. pgmt $. Is then moved into the reserved variable command line $, and we issue the run command to our third program. Please note, if you're used to other high-level languages, usually if you're chaining another program, you would pass those parameters over as part of the run or the chain command. AMOS doesn't do that. It just stores things in this reserved variable, and then the next program will access that. But we'll see that in a minute. So I've saved that, and I'm going to run it. So I'm going to select option 2 to run program 3. Enter some text to pass over. So I'm just going to go wahoo, like that. I'm going to press enter, and it calls program 3, and it hasn't actually displayed my message. And there's a reason for that, boys and girls, because we haven't actually put the code in to receive that value and display it. So I'm going to do that right now. Right, so here we are in program 3. Now what I need to do is receive that variable that we've sent across. So this is the piece of code here. Locate 0,10, print a message from the menu program. So after this line, I need to put some code in to make use of that variable that we sent across. And to do this, I'm just going to do locate, let's do 5,12, and I'm just going to do a print, and I'm going to print that variable, but I'm not printing pgmt $. No, because we stored that in command line $. Command line $, is a reserved variable. So I'm going to print out the contents of command line $. And it really is that simple and straightforward. Once again, then we press a key to return to the main menu. We've got a wait key command here, and after that I just need to run my menu program, which is QANDD run _1_1.amos, and that will get us back to our calling program. So really, it's that simple. It's not rocket science. This is very, very straightforward. Once again, AMOS Pro making things easy for us. So now in order to run my first program, I need to load it. So I do open and load. So let's load that back in. And now I can run the first program, which is the menu program. So I'm now going to select option 2, some text to pass over, wahoo. And there it is. Look at that. Message from the menu program, wahoo. Press a key to return to the menu. Ta-da! There it is. How good is that? So actually, I'm going to do that again. So option 3, program 3 is option 2. I made this too complex. I do apologize. Text to pass over. I don't know what. AMOS rocks. And there we go. Look at that. The message has come across there. AMOS rocks. It's passed that over beautifully. Press any key to return to the main menu. So this program is now running. So let's just give it a final test. So option 1 to call program 2. There's program 2. Press a key to return to the menu program. Menu program comes back. Now I'm going to select option 2 to run program 3. Enter some text to pass over. I'm happy with that. And there it is. Program 3 is running. There's our message, happy. We then press a key to return back to the main menu, and I'm going to select option 3 to end that program. The program is ended. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the run command in AMOS to enable you to call AMOS programs from within other AMOS programs. I count this as a success. Awesome. Just very quickly, I want to mention a buffering problem you may encounter in the actual AMOS editor itself when you're calling a number of programs backwards and forwards. Take a look at this. So here we are, we're in the first program, and look at the amount of free space I have available for editing. It's quite low when you compare it to what I have for the third program. See, there's quite a difference there, 31,000 versus 250. And what happens here, when this occurs, if I go to do anything in here, I get an out of buffer space message. AMOS clearly isn't happy. If this occurs, I don't know why, it's something I need to look into, but I just thought I'd mention it for now. If you have this problem, what you can do is this. For the program that you're in and this issue has occurred, basically just reload it, open and load. So if I choose that program again, it's come back in. There it is, QNDD run 1_1. It's the same program. Look at the amount of free space I have now. Then just go back and close off the one that was playing up, and I don't want to save that because I haven't made any changes to that. But here we are. So now this one is here, and I'm fine, and I can actually make changes to it. Okay, so I can, enter stuff, and everything is fine. So that's how you get around that. If anyone knows why that happens, just drop a comment down below and let me know. That would be great. Thank you very much. And that is it for another video. Thank you ever so much for watching. Don't forget the source code for the programs featured in this video are available to download for free from my website, and the address for that is here. And of course, there is a link in the video description down below. I'd also like to take time to say a huge thank you to everyone who leaves comments on my videos and supports me on my Ko-fi account. Address for that is up here. Thank you one and all, I really appreciate it. And it's great to see that so many of you are getting so much out of these AMOS video tutorials. I'm truly humbled by some of the things you say, so thank you ever so much. Shameless plug time coming up. Don't forget, I also do AMOS tutorials in Amiga Addict magazine. So if you're not checking out Amiga Addict magazine, you need to, because it's a great magazine. And also my tutorials are in it. So why would you not want to check that out? The tutorials in there are a little bit simpler, more aimed at beginner AMOS coders, but they're worth checking out if you get the time. Right, apart from that, I'm on the usual social media channels. You can contact me via my website. Addresses for all of that are in the video description down below. Coming up on future AMOS tutorial videos, we're going to get back into screens, going to do some more stuff with some more screen commands, but I just wanted to take a little break for now and do something quick and simple, so I hope you've enjoyed this one. Thanks once again for watching, and until next time, whatever you do, keep safe and keep it retro.